Hello once again, this is Matt Damour of the Link newspaper, here with another recap of MANIFENCOURS. Today was a smaller protest than we've seen in recent days and nights. This was an environmental protest that was coinciding with the summit that's currently taking place in Quebec City amongst the various premiers of Canada. Not all of them are in attendance, but many of them are. So basically we had a protest that started at the entrance slash exit of Lionel-Groulx metro station. The call on Facebook was for the event to start at 5 p.m. I did see that some people were complaining about that because that sort of made it inconvenient in terms of their work shifts ending or classes ending. So things sort of got underway at around 5:30, 5:45. There weren't that many people in attendance. I was thinking at the time when I got there around 10 to 5 that there were actually more journalists in attendance than protesters, which was the case for a little while, but people started trickling out of the metro system, and eventually it came up to about 100 or so people, more or less. There were some police on site at the outset. I saw 3 police officers that were just patrolling, having a look, and they were communicating with other police on cell phones just to let them know that there were about 60 or so people at one point, and then maybe a little bit more. When the march began, I didn't see those police officers. In fact, there was no real police presence on the ground. There was no riot police. There was no police on bicycles. I think that maybe they didn't want to deploy people on the ground for that number of people. But there were quite a few police vehicles in tow. So there was 1 or 2 vehicles at the front of the march, and then about 6 or 7 police vans at the back. So that was kind of odd to see that kind of police presence in terms of vehicles for that small crowd. I do say that it was a small crowd, but it was a lively one. There were some banners and some signs. People were chanting. People were enthusiastic. So it was small, but still very united and lively. The march mainly proceeded along the Saint-Henri area. There was one very interesting moment where we came across train tracks that were blocked off because the train was actually passing. So people took a right, sort of went off-road and started walking along the train tracks. And then once the train passed, people actually darted across the train tracks to maybe try and evade the police.
People now going across the train tracks. The police are following down this track. Oh, here we go. Why not? So I think the idea there is to sort of try to lose the police because they can't necessarily cross here. That was a interesting evasion tactic. I wasn't expecting that.
That tactic didn't quite work because the police just backed away and then drove across the train tracks and then met back up with the crowd. But it was still an interesting moment to witness. The march eventually stopped at a community center where there was another event that was planned, basically a discussion about some of the protest activity that's going to be taking place on May 1st. So there was an announcement for people who want to come in and discuss that, and a lot of people did go in. As I was leaving the area, I actually got my first negative reaction from somebody. I heard my name called out, turned around, and then a young man said something very rude to me.
I'm gonna have a quick look here at
What did I do? No, you know what? He probably mistook me for the other Matt Damour, the renowned kitten and puppy strangler. We get mixed up sometimes. It happens. Anyways, it was a quiet night. No arrests, no fines, no altercations. Like I said, the end goal of the protest was for people to meet up at this community center and discuss action that's coming up on May 1st. So I'm going to continue to follow these protests and do the live streams. Please keep watching the YouTube channel for more live stream archives and wrap-up videos. And follow me on Twitter @MattDamour and check out thelinknewspaper.ca for more coverage. I'm Matt Damour, signing off.